It's Pix 106, Stone Temple Pilots right there.
It is 8:39. Remember, just after 9 o'clock will be your next chance to pick up $1,000 instantly and possibly the grand prize of $50,000.
1-800-LAW-1010, people. It's Quinn and Cantera, and Paul Harding joins us this morning.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
We were talking off air asking Paul because we know he's connected if he has any
Hey,
friends.
take it easy. You can't say that word in New York and have it's going to be misconstrued, for God's sake.
If he had acquaintances and friends in the city who were affected by the hurricane, and you do, right, Paul?
Oh, yeah, we do. Professionally, we do have friends down there, and it's just the stories keep getting sadder and sadder.
Yeah. Are you heading down there to see them or do anything about that?
Interesting. I had a meeting down there today. This commission that I'm on, and that's in Lower Manhattan, and literally the building has water in it, so the thing's canceled. We're not going to go back there for about a month.
Right.
But what we are doing is we're kind of rounding up a bunch of lawyers from upstate and downstate, and going to be offering free legal services to folks who are just going to be hit with things that they can't imagine they're going to be hit with in terms of trying to literally bail out of the paperwork and some of the losses that they're going to get.
Paul, is it? I mean, I don't even know if this is something you handle, but are people going to have to fight to get their insurance money, or are the insurance companies going to be helpful here?
Yeah, I mean, therein lies the issue. I mean, the folks here who are still, from last year's flooding here, who, didn't have flood insurance because most people don't. In fact, a fraction of the people did. So the flood wiped people out, and we never recovered a dime from the insurance company. The technical distinction was it caused from a storm, meaning if wind blows your window in and causes damage in your house and causes flooding, then you're covered. But if the groundwater swells up and then takes your house away, you're not covered.
Oh, come
and there's going to be that's the so insurance companies around here did not pay a whole lot for the last storm. New York City is going to be about the same for the individuals. I'm sure the companies and the commercial properties are going to be a little more protected, but it's going to be a mess, and it's going to be several years of just litigation, and the folks who can't afford lawyers are the ones who are going to benefit from the program. But again, they may benefit from the program, but they may not feel fully served.
Paul, why do we buy effing insurance, man? Hopefully this will change.
Flood insurance is a separate thing now. I see the ads.
I know,
on
but
TV.
it seems like no matter what happens, what kind of insurance we have, we not only do we have to battle and fight tooth and nail, claw to get anything out of them when we deserve it because we pay for it every month, but half the time we don't get a damn thing because there's a loophole or it's not covered.
I couldn't say it any better than you did. In fact, I wish I had that on tape. Absolutely true. We struggle with that every day. We joke that commercial with the airline mile, the CE no. They just say no.
Right.
It does feel like that. But all in all, with you guys, why it's so important to read your policy and know what you're signing up
Nobody knows how to read that policy.
But that's why you get yourself an attorney.
God,
seriously.
But you know what? Yeah. Frankly, that's another cost that we shouldn't have to pay for, right, Paul?
You got to cover yourself somehow. Real quickly here, because then I want to move on to night moves. But I thought I saw this in the paper yesterday that we're all going to pay for Hurricane Sandy via our own premiums for our insurance.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they are going to spread it out to a large extent. So, it's a couple guys sitting in Albany here who have no anywhere near any flood damage or any of that. Sure, it's so enormous that they're going to find a way to just bump everybody up a little bit, even though they're going to more substantially raise the policies around the danger areas. It's going to affect us all. Absolutely.
Wow.
It's Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti. I'm with Quinn and Cantera. This Pix 106. Get in touch with Paul, 1-800-LAW-1010 or 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Our friend from Night Moves, the owner of Night Moves, Stephen Dick Jr., going to be on the Colbert Show tonight.
Yep, that's the latest word.
The New York's highest court shot him down last week, saying that stripping was not a tax-free dancing performance. We didn't get your take last week, Paul. What do you think about this?
Well, the surprise for me was that it was a 4-3 decision. By that I mean there's 7 justices on the court,
close,
the highest court in the state, and 3 agreed that it should not be taxable. So to me, that was the biggest shock going on. And as I read more about that, Judge Lippman, who's the chief judge, kind of said, listen, if we're going to have exemptions for things that are, that are art forms, then we shouldn't be judging it on whether we like it or we don't like it. So that was a surprise.
Well, why though? Why? Damn it! That's supposed to be what those guys in the judicial branch are supposed to do for us.
Well, he kind of said, listen, I don't read Hustler magazine. I prefer to read the New Yorker, but I would not want there to be a tax imposed on Hustler and not the New Yorker just because of taste
right.
But yeah, I mean, again, we're talking about the tax code here, which I don't know if anybody's had a chance to even get near it. It's nearly impossible to get through. So it's a fun story. It's a story that certainly has made national headlines from little Latham here. And whether or not the Supreme Court takes a peek at it, I don't know. Probably they will not. But the 4-3 decision was certainly a shock.
Shock in a good way or a bad way? I mean, I don't know what your take
shock
is
that
here.
It was so close?
Well, when I knew that the rule for synchronized ice skating was taxable, okay, and so their argument was, well, we have a dance in a choreographed art form. Well, ice skating, to me, is as choreographed as it gets, and that's taxable. So I just didn't see them taking that next leap.
It's the wording, though. I think it's the principle of the point. The word dance is what they're talking about. So.
Well, there's ice dancing. And
hey, that's ice dancing, though. Come on.
He's right.
Come on, counselor. Don't put words in my mouth.
But so I guess that was it. I mean, listen, I know that these guys are just getting. The real story to me is that they're just getting run over here because maybe somebody wants them out of town. They don't want that type of establishment there, and that is wrong. And maybe the justices were even pointing to that. Hey, stop harassing these folks, particularly, harass us all equally, I guess.
Let's leave it there because we got to run, but we'll keep an eye on Stephen Dick Jr. Tonight on the Colbert Show. Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti, always great to talk to you. Thanks for the time this morning.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
See you, Paul.
Quinn and Cantera, mornings on PYX 106.